Hey guys, let's build a steam train. You're going to need a knife, you're going to need a ruler, you're going to need a click pen, you're going to need a glue tape. First thing we do, as always, is cut it out. Now this steam train is a little bit trickier than say a small cottage because there's so many curves and little bits to cut out, but go slow and enjoy the process and you'll at the end have a beautiful steam train. So I'm going to cut out all the little bits now. And I might speed this up and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, welcome back. Now that we've got all our pieces cut out, we need to go through and score all our folds. Now to do that, I use a click pen with the lead retracted because it gives me a nice fine edge. I can really get accurate with it. You want to press hard enough that you give yourself a score for easy folding, but you don't want to press so hard that you will rip your paper or that you're colouring. And once you've scored them, you should be able to easily fold all the parts into place, which is a whole lot of fun on this model because you get to start to see what it is it's going to look like. Now for the bottom wheel carriage, we're folding these the opposite way to the rest of the carriage. And these will actually and that's essentially what our wheelbase is going to look like. Okay, well, I folded that. Once you've folded it, you'll have flat ready for preparing for gluing. We still need to fold our other parts. This section I've cut out, you can leave it in if you want. It's just easier to access the roof when you're gluing it down. This is important to keep. You don't want to cut that out. It's just this one section in the middle. Now this is the train cab. I don't know if you noticed in the cutting, but you need to cut in right up to that white fold mark. So these two little guys will hang down. The two sides of the train will hang down. Now you begin to see how this is going to look. that aside for now and continue to fold my parts. This is the boiler, steam boiler of the train. Steam box, is that what it's called? It's important to cut out this little funnel hole. Take your time, try and get it as nice and clean a circle as you can get. And this is going to form the seam box of our train. You can start to see how it's all going to fall into place. Now these two parts form the funnel. This is going to be the trickiest part of the build. But it does look very cute. Now a thing to note is that these little tabs, you wanted to cut all the way into the fold of the tab. So these are going to attach to the base and fold up that like that, but you want to have a little bit of the funnel still down below. So I'm just going to gently fold these little guys over. Ready, and these are the tabs that sit along the bell-shaped funnel. Okay, so that's our funnel. Now this is the cow catcher. Okay, great. We have cut out and scored on the fold marks all of our pieces, and then it's important after you've scored to just gently fold all of the pieces into shape. Make sure you know where you're going, sort of do a rough assemble before we start gluing. I like to glue on a sheet of scrap paper, because if I glue it on my cutting mat just becomes really sticky. All my parts tend to start ripping and getting stuck to that. I'm going to use glue tape for this because I like how precise you can get and how it's a little bit repositionable. Okay, so I've glued all of those little, the crosshatch pattern is where all the glue needs to be on this. The first thing I'm going to do is not that. Let's fold this triangle part down and just bump it up against that edge there. So basically creating a half pyramid. Now the half pyramid is going to attach to the front of our train carriage. For now I'm going to put it aside. It's got a little glue on the back, so try to put it somewhere where you're not going to let it get stuck. Okay, let's do the funnel of our train. It's the first thing to do would be to get your funnel, apply the glue, and this is simply going to be curled around into a half cone. Try to get that alignment nice and clean. Okay, now this attaches underneath that. Alright, the first thing you do is to coil it into a cylinder and attach it to that glue tab. This is an instance where my finger's not big enough to fit in there, so I'm going to use just a pencil to allow me to glue it on. Okay, so these bigger tabs at the top are what's going to feed through our funnel. You notice that the base of the funnel has that curve ready for the curve of the steam box. So first thing to do is just to feed all those little tabs through your funnel. The funnel should sit nicely on there. And then I'm just going to gently burnish those tabs onto the funnel. And then we've created our funnel. I'll put that to the side for now and begin our smokestack. I'll move to a clean part of the paper so I don't get stuck to it. This is going to stick to our wheelbase. Alright, so the first thing you would want to do is to fold over this little side tab and then attach it as accurately as you can to the base without getting stuck, so you can see that shape coming into play. Now before I shut the front flap, I want to attach my funnel because it gives me great access. So as I mentioned before, that the base of that, you'll see how one side comes down and the other side's flat. That's going to match up. So similar to the top of the funnel, you want to feed those 4 tabs into once again, you may feel that you need a tool. To just lay those tabs over. All right, got my funnel attached. It's the trickiest part of probably anything in this book to build. But if you just go slowly and thoughtfully, I have no doubt that we'll all be able to pull it off. So fold up all these little tabs, and you want to gently feed and there we have our smoke box with funnel attached. Beautiful. Now I just want to set that aside, but be careful because this is sticky. So I'm going to leave it on the side until I've finished the next part. So the next part I'm going to build is the cab. I guess the first thing you want to do is we'll get our roof in place. Beautiful. Fold up the back door of our cab. Now this doesn't align with the back exactly, it comes in a little bit. It will just enable you to add a little bit of, it does align with the back. At the top it comes in a little bit. This just gives you the ability to have a little bit of structure for the back of your cab. And there it is, the cab of the train. Now this is sticky, so be careful where you put it. I'm going to put that next to my other parts. And then the final part to assemble is the wheelbase. I'm not going to glue this triangle piece because that's where my cow catcher is going to go. So, and I've already glued my cow catcher. Oh, maybe I'll put a little bit on there because then it'll be extra gluey. No, it doesn't want to work. Now here's the trick. You notice on the, before I cut these out on the plans, there was an indication that the glue goes under the wheels. So the back of these wheels are going to stick to the front of those wheels. So I need to flip this over and just on the wheel half circles, get our glue in place on those. All right. That's essentially a box. We're creating a box with attached wheels. Maybe starting at the front's the best option for now. And we'll move to our little back. Important to align all these things as best you can. Right, now I just want to gently move our wheels out of the way so I can place this where it needs to fall, and that should enable me to then go and just gently pinch all the backs of the wheels into place. Just want to check that they're lined up before you press them into place. This one wasn't. There it is, the wheelbase. Now I guess this is the most fun part. Put all of the little parts together. So the first thing we can do is drop on our cow catcher. Triangle part matches the triangle part. I like to just starting from the back. Let's put our cab into place. Now you've glued the base. Just line up the back with the base. Gently hold that on, and then you want to slot nice and tight. steam box on. And there you have it. Yeah, a little steam tree. It's a little tricky, but it's fun when it's done. Well, thanks for assembling that with me. I hope you had a whole lot of fun, and I'll see you on the next video.